Okay, so I've just got a steel sheet, 8x4. Just going to mark this out now and try and take an even pattern, even cutout from this old panel that I've got. Going to leave plenty of excess. Just keep everyone in the loop. So a sheet of steel I've just paid $76.84, and that's an 8x4 sheet of steel. So just to give an idea of the costing on something like that, I thought that might help. Yeah, so it's just a 1mm mild steel sheet. Okay, so I've roughly cut this out now. It's oversized. This is going to be a little bit long-winded as I can't actually put accurate cutouts in my panel for the hinges. So mark the centre. I'm going to put a bit of shape in here, offer it up to the wooden ash frame, mark my hinges, then cut them out on this side, clamp it up, and then repeat the process on there. That's the only way I can get a true, accurate cutout of the hinges. You've only got one shot at this really, and you want it to be right. So that's the way I'm going to approach this bit now. Okay, so just to give you an idea, I've got that on. Loads of excess around the panel, as you can see, all along the bottom. So the whole idea, a really important part of it, is to keep this top area as flat as possible, as close to the wood. And when I start knocking the edge under, this will come tighter. This is the edge when I start knocking it under. That will pull it all tight, but just to give you an idea there. So I'm going to mark that out now, mark the hinges, cut that out, and then do it on the other side, and be ready to start knocking them edges under like I just said. So before I put the board back on, just to show you, that's what I mean about cutting the hinges out and getting them tight up against that back of that hinge there, and that'll help to keep this side of the scuttle panel in place when we start knocking the edge over. Okay, so just quickly knock that edge over. Now I'm going to mark that side, now the top is all flat, and cut the hinges out and get that into place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is knock this edge over first. This is really important, this edge. This determines basically the whole shape of your scuttle. I'm going to apply a bit of pressure to the top there and just pull that down onto the frame. And as I'm pulling that down, I'll knock this edge under, and that'll draw the metal round. Then I'll go round onto the front curve just around here. I'll then start knocking the edge under at the front. Again, so that's pulling down, and we want this to be as tight as possible. I've seen people where they haven't had the scuttle panel tight, and it just looks horrendous. You get loads of slack in it, and you have to start smacking these edges out to take the tension up. Looks awful, and then I'm just basically going to just dress the edge up around here. Then it'll be moving on to the wide edge at the top. So first of all, this bit. Okay, sorry about all the noise in the background in the video. It's absolutely chucking it down, so hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. I now know from this wooden face here to the edge of the wide edge is 44 mil. So I'm going to mark my edge, and then I'm going to mark it again with the excess that I'm going to need to wrap my wide edge. I think that's about 12 mil. So 56 mil in total. I'll leave from that wooden edge. I'll set the dividers. I'll scribe a line. Then I'll trim that, and then I'll mark 12 mil on the top, and then I'll start folding my edge over, and that will be the start of the wide edge, and that's where the scuttle panel gets a load of its strength from. So really important to keep it straight, and so it's really vital that you trim it right and get all these little processes right, because it just adds for a better finished product at the end. And it's things that people can lack on or skip. So just really important little factors like that. So I'll mark that up now, trim that, and I'll start the wide edge. Okay, next stage, I'm going to knock this edge over. Well, to start the process, I'm going to use that tool that I used for the wide edge in the last video. I'm literally just going to follow the line and start breaking the edge around this corner to start that process off. And once I've got it that far, I can now use a hammer and dolly and knock it the rest of the way. So once you've got your edge tipped over that far, literally just going to use a very simple hammer and dolly there. It's a block I've got with a bit of a soft edge. I'm literally just going to tap this round to 90. I'm just going to do this gradually, as I don't want this to end up being a sharp 90. I want this to be a bit of a soft edge, as that just creates a nicer finish once you do your wide edge. What I'm going to do now is mark the line on here. And this is for our swage, so this is really crucial. This is what the bonnets line up against. So basically just take your time, make sure the steel is up against the ash frame. You get a nice clear line you can follow with your snips. Take your time marking it, take your time cutting out, because what you don't want is basically a wobbly swage. When you put that in, that creates unnecessary work. You're going to have to then chase it all out. It's a load of, like I said, unnecessary work, looks messy. So take your time doing this, and most importantly, take your time cutting it out, and just run a file over it. And all that extra effort you put in now will then pay off when you do the swage. Okay, so what I've done now is shape that wire there to suit the ash frame. and that will then make it easier once I come to wire this. I'm now going to trim that down to, I think it's 12mm, and then I'll start that process. Okay, I've just done this extra little piece here. This is on all of them. This is the edge of the ash frame, and this is where the door will come along and meet up with this point here. This gets fully welded up and sealed. I didn't bother filming that bit, so if you see the rest of it, you know what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so when we're putting that swage in, it sinks the metal in there. So now I've just got to bring that up level, and then that's all the dressing up done. So now I've done all of that, I've now put it onto the ash frame, so I've got it on the hinges there, and as you can see, it's pulled up around here. This is really common. Once you put that swage in, it does pull it up there, but what that's done is taken the material and pulled it this way now. So if I just walk round, so now I'm short on my material here. I'm gonna try and put it down. So what I'm gonna have to do, just go back round, wobbly camera footage, but never mind, is then just chase this around the wooden frame, and that will push the metal over that way. Perfect. For that, I've used this chaser. Again, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got my number stamped on there. I made these for everyone in the workshop when I was an apprentice, and like I said, it's called a chaser, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Just chasing that swage in there. Then we use the flat of it to just dress this edge down and drop it back onto the ash frame. And I made that when I was about 16, made everyone in the workshop one. Yeah, and love that tool, it's awesome. Okay, so the next bit I'm gonna do is just chasing the bonnet catch bit here. It's already been cut out the wood. I put 2 pins in there just to hold it in place. It's all clamped up on the sides, it's in the position I want it to be. So now I'm just going to chase in there, simple chisel, just follow what's there. What will happen, because I'm drawing the metal down, this will sink in, so I will have to dress it up after, but that's a small issue. So, if you know your Morgans, you're probably wondering at this point why I haven't put the wiper holes or the air vents, or screen vents, in the panel yet. And I'm not going to, purely because the year of this car is sort of like late 70s, and it's a bit of a crossover period where some of them have 2 wipers or 3 wipers, and the vents are different sizes and stuff like that. Now, they're really simple to put in, so whoever does purchase a car, it's a really simple process, or if they want me to do it, then I'll put that in for them. But I don't want to go and put in the 2 holes for the wipers if their car is 3 wipers. So that's the only reason why I'm just going to leave it as it is for the moment. Okay, onto the home stretch now. It's all on, everything's been dressed up, I've tidied the edges up, I've done the bonnet catch there, I've cut all the edges in. I haven't filmed everything in great detail, I just wanted to get it done basically. But it is now ready to be pinned on, and this also has a few screws in it as well along the front, and I should check the old ones, it might have them along the sides as well. Once that's done, it'll be a quick file up, weld the ends up, but I'll do that in situ like it is now. And then that is it complete, and then I'll give you a walk around of what it looks like. So not far off now. Okay, so everything is now pinned on, screwed on. All I've got left to do is weld the corners and then run over with a file and DA, and that'll be finished then. I'm going to TIG the corners. In period they would have been gas welded. I'm going to TIG weld them. I'm going to show you the process of setting up the machine and a quick demonstration. So this is my par weld MIG TIG AC/DC TIG welder. It's got MIG Synergic, MIG manual, TIG, MMA stick welding. So I'm going to go to the TIG option. I'm going to go to auto setup, 2-touch function. So that's press the trigger, hold it down, and then release when you're finished. So tungsten diameter that I'm using is 1.6. I'm going to go on to ferrous, which is steel. The material thickness is 1 mil. And it comes up at 40 amps. And on the torch, I can now decrease the amps because I don't want it that high. Probably going to be low 30s, but if I need a bit more power, I'll just increase that as I go. Okay, that's a wrap for the Scuttle panel video. Hopefully you've enjoyed the process. It's a little bit of a vlog and a tutorial combined into one. I haven't gone into huge amounts of detail, but hopefully there's enough information in the video to show you the rough process of what's involved in a panel like this. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. All the joins are nice, it's all nice and tight along the top. The swage turned out good. So yeah, just a quite a light filer and a bit of a DA, and it's turned out really nice. The next process is the doors. That's a cool process. They're going to be steel skinned, so I can't wait to show you that process. And then I'll go on to the bulkhead, and then it'll be up for sale. So if anyone is in the market for a Morgan body, please get in contact, as this is going to fund the next YouTube video series, hopefully, if I can get it sold. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. So thanks for watching. Oh, another thing, go check out my Instagram, Metal Shaper Tom. Some pretty cool stuff on there. And yeah, please subscribe if you haven't. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.